Think your gut's just a food processing machine? Think again. It's the control center for so much more, from your immune system to your mental health. I'm talking about trillions of bacteria in your intestines working behind the scenes to keep you going. And here's where it gets wild. Scientists are studying everything from the gut microbiomes of astronauts in space to how probiotics might actually help us live longer. Oh, and fecal transplants? Yeah, I'm going there. So buckle up, because these 25 gut health facts are about to change the way you think about your body. Big time. I'm Mike with List 25, and here are 25 gut health facts that'll amaze you. 25. A healthy gut starts with a balanced microbiome. The good bacteria in your gut aren't just sitting around. They're constantly working to keep things running smoothly. When harmful bacteria like salmonella show up and cause inflammation, it's the good bacteria that step in to manage the chaos. While inflammation is part of your body's defense, too much can damage healthy gut tissue. Luckily, your gut's bacteria communicate with your immune system, telling it to release anti-inflammatory molecules to cool things down. This delicate balance keeps your gut functioning at its best, absorbing nutrients and keeping bad bacteria in check. In short, a well-balanced microbiome means a healthier you. 24. Fermented foods can boost your gut health. Fermented foods aren't just a fad, they're a direct line to better gut health. Foods like yogurt, sauerkraut, and kimchi are packed with probiotics, the beneficial bacteria your gut needs to thrive. These probiotics help maintain a healthy balance of gut microbiota, improving how well your digestive system absorbs nutrients and fights off harmful invaders. Since your gut is tied to so many other systems in your body, keeping it healthy can have a big impact on your overall well-being. 23. New research into the microbiomes of astronauts. On the International Space Station, everything is scrubbed nearly sterile, from the air astronauts breathe to the surfaces they touch. That leaves the astronauts' bodies as the only source of microbes. Researchers from the J. Craig Venter Institute, led by Hernan Lorenzi, have been studying the microbiomes of astronauts, and our findings are concerning. With reduced microbe diversity, astronauts' immune systems weaken, leaving them vulnerable until new microbes enter their system. This could pose serious risks when returning to Earth, or even if we should ever land on Mars. 22. How often should we go? Well, since we're doing a gut health list, let's quickly take care of a few poop facts. There's no magic number for how often you should go. For some, it's 3 times a day. For others, it's 3 times a week. And both are perfectly normal. Your poop schedule is heavily influenced by your diet and hydration. Fiber-rich foods keep things moving, while not drinking enough water can lead to harder stools. Sudden changes in frequency, though, might point to something more serious, like a dietary shift or an underlying health issue. If things feel off, don't hesitate to check in with a healthcare professional to keep everything in balance. 21. The undigested remnants. Spotting undigested food in your stool can be a bit surprising, but it's usually nothing to worry about. Your digestive system works hard, but some foods, especially those high in insoluble fiber like corn, seeds, nuts, and certain vegetables, are tough to break down completely. In this case, your gut isn't malfunctioning. It's just that some pieces slip through relatively intact during digestion. For example, you might have this problem if you're not chewing your food thoroughly. Taking your time during meals and chewing well can help your digestive system do its job more effectively. And if undigested food in your stool is a regular occurrence accompanied by other symptoms like weight loss or diarrhea, well, it might be time to consult a healthcare professional. 20. What your poop color says about your health. Let's talk about something that we usually avoid but probably shouldn't. The color of your poop. Believe it or not, the shades down there can reveal a lot about your health. A healthy brown color means your digestive system is working smoothly. If things turn green, it might be from eating lots of leafy greens or foods with green coloring. However, if the green sticks around, it could mean food is moving too quickly through your system. If you haven't eaten anything like beets, any red hues could indicate bleeding in the lower gastrointestinal tract, which means you should phone your doctor. But that deserves its own item on the list. Yellow stool could indicate excess fat due to malabsorption issues or conditions like celiac disease. So the next time you avoid taking a look before flushing, remember, your body might be trying to tell you something important. Gut health is incredibly important. I mean, there's a reason we decided to do an entire list about it. It might not be something we think about every day, but seriously, everything we eat and consume really matters. Even the smallest piece of food could impact you in ways you don't know. Common symptoms of gut health problems include bloating, weight gain, fatigue despite adequate sleep, stress, acne, lingering inflammation, mood swings, and difficulty concentrating or brain fog. And that's where my sponsor Viome comes in. You guys know me. I used to weigh a lot more, but I never really looked into it. Viome helps with that. I would get heartburn all the time. Seriously, even when just drinking water, it was that bad. Now, losing the weight really helped, and I still have some more to go. But now with Viome, I can see what foods to eat and which ones to avoid. I mean, look. This here is the test kit. When you open it up, you get stuff. Mine's all gone because I sent in my sample. But you get a bag to put the sample in, you get your sample kit, you get your instructions, how to sign up, how to do everything. It's amazing, really simple. Now, I heard about Viome and their gut health test, which analyzes your microbiome and gives you personalized recommendations based on your results. The test is simple to use, and after I sent in my sample, Viome provided me with a detailed report and recommendations on foods to avoid, foods to enjoy, and even supplements that might support my energy, focus, and digestion. Here are some of my results. Let's see. I'm gonna pull this out right now in my pocket. I'm even gonna hit screen record for you guys so you can, oh God, so you can see this, because just showing you on my phone. So yeah. So here are all my plans and everything. Here's all my stuff. I have actually, surprisingly, average gut health. I have average everything. Protein, fermentation, ammonia. So this is actually shocking to me. I don't eat the healthiest. I know. So I'm surprised. I don't have anything that's amazing. I have 21 average, so needs improvement. I have 1 good that I need to maintain, but I'm genuinely shocked that I don't have anything in the poor category at all. So better than I thought I'd be, but I still need to improve. And then you go down here, it tells me I need to avoid foods. There's superfoods I need, precision supplements. Here, this is my favorite part about this. This is I'm showing you, but this should be on the screen. This is your avoid foods list. So for 6 months, I should avoid these. For the next 30 days, I should avoid these. Now, some of these are based on specifically you, but others right now, that's because there's problems with them. I believe tomato right now has a plant virus. So your microbiome contains a plant virus that's known to affect this food. So I should do, it tells you why. So I should avoid tomatoes because there's a plant virus, or bell peppers, plant virus. And then also on the positive end, it tells you the superfoods you should choose. So I should do, what is it, artichoke? That looks like arugula, Brussels sprouts, carrots. That's ginger for sure. That's pomegranate. So it tells you a chocolate. That's probably not just regular candy bars. But, it's really cool and it's personalized. So what you see here for me is not going to be the same for you. After getting my Viome results, I learned a lot about my gut health that I never would have guessed. Like I said, I have no poor. 1 good, the other needs improvement. 21 needs improvement, but they identified specific foods that might have been contributing to the bloating I was experiencing, along with other tips on how to support my energy levels. Since incorporating these changes, I've actually started to notice improvements. I'm feeling more energized. The morning bloating has eased up and I'm experiencing less of that afternoon slump. For anyone dealing with similar issues, I'd really recommend checking out Viome. It's a way to take out some of the guesswork of what's happening with your body and get real personalized insights into your gut health. And honestly, the process, like I said, was super easy. All you do is you take their gut intelligence test, because they have to know you, and it's a little long, but it's really simple. And answer honestly. I'm not kidding. You're not going to get the right results if they don't know you. Then you take a sample, mail it in, and receive your personalized results. Oh, to make it even better, you can actually use my discount link so you can test your gut health and see what areas you can improve on. Just go to tryviome.com/list25 and use code list25 to get $110 off your test to start your own journey to feeling better and more in control of your health. Thank you to Viome for sponsoring my channel, and now back to the video. 19. Blood in your stool. Okay, let's move on to that bleeding item now. As I just mentioned, if you notice red hues in your stool, it's important you see a doctor. Sometimes a small amount of blood isn't as dire as it seems. It could simply be hemorrhoids, those annoying swollen blood vessels caused by straining too hard or spending too much time on the porcelain throne. However, blood in your stool could also signal more serious issues, like inflammatory bowel disease, Crohn's disease, or ulcerative colitis, which causes inflammation in your digestive tract. Let's not forget about the possibility of colorectal cancer. While it's less common, persistent bleeding accompanied by unexplained weight loss or changes in bowel habits definitely warrants a visit to your gastroenterologist. Remember, it's always better to be safe and get checked out. 18. Travel constipation. Have you ever noticed how your digestive system seems to slow down when you're traveling? What basically happens when you're traveling is that your brain recognizes that you're out of your usual environment, in the process triggering stress hormones like cortisol that can slow down your bowel movements. Plus, dehydration is a big factor. Being on the go often means you forget to drink enough water, making your stool harder to pass. And let's be honest, not everyone is comfortable using unfamiliar bathrooms, which doesn't help. So, to keep things moving, make sure to stay hydrated and snack on fiber-rich foods like fruits, nuts, and whole grains. 17. Fiber, but not too much. While fiber-rich foods can help keep things moving, it's possible to have too much of a good thing. Some people, eager to fix constipation or other bowel issues, might load up on fiber supplements in addition to eating high-fiber foods, thinking more is better. However, overdoing it can actually lead to the opposite effect. Consuming excessive amounts of fiber can cause constipation, cramps, bloating, and even create a mass called a phytobezoar in your intestines. In severe cases, this blockage might require medical intervention or surgery. So while it's important to get enough fiber, make sure you're not overloading your system. 16. The link between allergies and your gut microbiome. Did you know that food allergies in children have increased by about 50% since 1997? One leading theory suggests that changes in our diets have altered the composition of our gut microbiome. Many American kids receive around 3 courses of antibiotics before they turn 3, which can wipe out beneficial gut bacteria. Studies in mice have shown that early antibiotic use dramatically raises the risk of food allergies. Remarkably, when these mice were given Clostridia, naturally occurring gut bacteria, their food allergies disappeared. So it does seem as if each bacterial species plays a unique role in our immune responses, especially when it comes to allergies. 15. Your gut microbiome can influence cancer treatment success. Did you know that the tiny microbes living in your gut could affect how well cancer treatments work for you? The goal of cancer immunotherapy is to boost the immune system so that it can attack tumors, but it doesn't work the same for every patient. And new research suggests that the variety of bacteria in your gut microbiome actually plays a big role in this. Having a diverse range of gut bacteria seems to lead to better responses to treatment. Specifically, bacteria like Clostridiales and Akkermansia are linked to more favorable outcome, while others like Bacteroideales actually reduce the therapy's success. And here's something interesting. Taking antibiotics often lessens the effectiveness of cancer treatments because they wipe out significant portions of your gut bacteria. In cases like liver cancer, scientists have even mapped out exactly how the microbiome interacts with tumors. This begs the question, should doctors start considering a patient's gut health when deciding on cancer therapies? 14. Could probiotics help us live longer? Here's an intriguing idea. We might live longer if we can figure out how to change our gut microbiota using probiotics. In a recent study, scientists fed fruit flies a combination of probiotics and an herbal supplement called Triphala. And guess what? The flies lived up to 26 days longer than their usual 40-day lifespan. Not only did they live longer, but they were also protected against age-related issues like increased insulin resistance and inflammation. Now, you might be thinking, but we're not fruit flies. True, but humans share about 70% of our biochemical pathways with these tiny insects. So, could the key to a longer life be hiding in our gut? Certainly something to ponder. 13. You can enhance your nutrient absorption with fermented foods. Remember when I mentioned how fantastic fermented foods are for your gut health? Well, there's even more to love. They can also help your body gear itself to absorb much needed nutrients more effectively. Take yogurt and kefir, for instance. These fermented dairy products are loaded with lactase, the enzyme that breaks down lactose, the sugar in milk, into simpler sugars. It changes everything for people who are lactose intolerant and makes it easier for them to enjoy dairy. And while not everyone enjoys sauerkraut, it's important to realize that when cabbage is fermented to make sauerkraut, its vitamin C content actually increases, giving you more nutrients than raw cabbage. Oh yeah, and it's also gentler on your digestive system, which basically makes it a win-win in my book. 12. The surprising power of onions and garlic. Onions and garlic might not smell great, yeah they do, but they're amazing when it comes to gut health. These everyday ingredients are loaded with prebiotics, which feeds the good bacteria in your gut and help keep things balanced. And when your gut bacteria are happy, digestion tends to go a lot smoother. Garlic in particular packs a punch with its antioxidants and antimicrobial properties, which helps protect your gut from harmful invaders while letting the good bacteria thrive. Onions, leeks, and chives do the same. To get the most benefits, it's best to eat them raw or lightly crushed, as cooking can knock out some of those gut-boosting nutrients. 11. The same goes for ginger. Ginger might make you think of winter treats like cookies and lattes, but this zesty root does wonders for your gut too. It's been used for ages to help with digestion, calm upset stomachs, and even ease nausea. Ginger's anti-inflammatory properties make it great for soothing your digestive system, while its nutrients like potassium and vitamin C support overall health. The best part? It's easy to add to your meals. You can grate it over salads, mix it into sauces, or even brew a fresh cup of ginger tea. Whether you liked it fresh or pickled, adding a little ginger to your routine can be a tasty way to give your gut a little extra love in every possible way. 10. One popular anti-diarrheal can be very bad for your gut health. Loperamide is a common over-the-counter fix for diarrhea, but taking too much of it can lead to some unexpected and serious side effects. In the days of yonder, doctors used opioids to slow down the gut, and loperamide works similarly by blocking opioid receptors in the stomach to get things under control. However, in high doses, it can cross into the brain and start acting like an opioid, which can be dangerous. Even scarier, it can cause serious heart issues like irregular heart rhythms. And unlike regular opioids, Narcan isn't as effective in reversing its effects. So while loperamide is helpful when used properly, it's definitely not something you should overdo. 9. City life versus country life. How it affects your gut. Just like astronauts living in a sterile environment, people in cities tend to have less diverse microbiomes compared to those in rural areas. And that's a bad thing. A 2018 study looked at two groups in Nigeria, one urban and one rural, and found that the city dwellers eating more Western-style diet had far less diversity in their gut flora. In contrast, the people living in more rural areas had more diverse microbiomes, and this diversity starts earlier in life. City children didn't reach peak microbiome diversity until about the age of 3, whereas rural kids hit that milestone just months after birth. Researchers think it's partly due to rural diets being less processed, more natural, and including unfiltered water. Plus, breastfeeding was more common, and antibiotics were used less frequently in rural areas. All these factors likely contribute to the richer diversity of rural microbiomes, which in turn leads to better overall health. 8. Your gut is your second brain. Your gut isn't just for digesting food, it's a hub of nervous activity. In fact, it's home to the enteric nervous system, often referred to as your second brain. Some experts even argue it should be called your first brain because it evolved before the one in your head. What's truly fascinating is that while your gut is influenced by the brain and spinal cord, it can function independently. And here's the kicker. Your gut actually produces more neurotransmitters, those chemical messengers your nervous system relies on, than your brain. An incredible 95% of your serotonin, the happiness hormone, and 50% of your dopamine are made in your gut. So when people talk about gut feelings, well, they're more right than they know. 7. The surprising connection between outdoor time and gut health. According to new research, the time we spend indoors is starting to show in our guts. Staying inside limits the variety of microbes we're exposed to, as indoor air is recycled and our microbial environment becomes mostly homemade. Sure, we pick up some new microbes when we go out or from food we bring in, but it's not enough to maintain diverse gut flora. Getting outside and playing in the dirt really does help. The hygiene hypothesis suggests that fewer kids today are exposed to bacteria that help develop strong immune systems, which leads to a variety of health issues. But it's not just kids. Adults can improve their gut health by spending more time outdoors, with activities like gardening introducing more beneficial microbes. One study even showed dirt microbes could have antidepressant effects. So while no one's suggesting you go eat dirt, getting out in nature might be exactly what your gut and mind needs. 6. It's not what you eat, but how varied it is. It's been long assumed that the bacteria in our guts originally came from our mouths, but recent research is challenging that idea. What's more intriguing is that it's not just about what type of diet we follow, but rather how varied and processed our food is. A 2014 study tested 3 diets: the American diet, full of fast food and frozen meals; the USDA recommended diet packed with lean proteins, fruits, veggies, dairy, and whole grains; and a vegan diet that eliminated all animal products. The USDA recommended diet topped the charts, providing a massive 1.3 billion microbes per day. The vegan diet came in second with 6 million, while the American diet lagged behind with just 1.4. So when it comes to gut health, it's not just about your dietary label, it's about variety. 5. The unexpected connection between parasites and immunity. Researchers have come forward with an astonishing theory that parasites and our immune system may have evolved together to protect us from allergies. They believe that after gastrointestinal parasites first colonized our bodies, they learned to suppress our immune responses, and in turn, our bodies adapted to compensate for this suppression. The most surprising part is that in developed nations where modern medicine has removed most parasites, our immune systems overreact, leading to allergies, asthma, and even eczema. The theory is known as the old friends hypothesis, and it's gained considerable traction as we learn more about how microorganisms helped us survive. 4. We can't survive without our gut bacteria. The bacteria in our guts are doing way more than we give them credit for. They help our immune system fight off harmful invaders, produce vitamin K, and keep our digestion running smoothly. Most importantly, they break down the foods we eat. Without them, we wouldn't last long. Bifidobacteria, which can be found in yogurt, has become increasingly popular in recent years as we've learned more about these helpful microbes. They create an acidic environment that keeps harmful bacteria in check, but things like stress and poor diet can mess with that balance, leading to gut trouble. More recently, however, scientists identified over 500 species of beneficial bacteria and 800 viruses that live off them, giving hope for new treatments for conditions like obesity and diabetes. 3. A high-fiber diet could help manage type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes patients often hear about the benefits of fiber, but it's more than just good advice, it can actually help manage the condition. A fiber-rich diet encourages the growth of specific gut bacteria that produce short-chain fatty acids. These fatty acids nourish the gut lining, reduce inflammation, and even help regulate appetite. In studies, patients on a high-fiber diet have shown better blood sugar control, weight loss, and improved cholesterol levels in as little as 12 weeks, potentially making healthy eating a powerful part of diabetes treatment. 2. Vaccination with bacteria could make you more resistant to stress. We're familiar with vaccines protecting us from viruses, but bacteria might also play a role in boosting our health. In a recent study, researchers injected mice with Microbiomes vaccae, a harmful bacteria found in soil. The mice were better able to cope with stress and showed reduced risk of conditions like colitis, which affects the gut. Unlike traditional vaccines that target specific illnesses, this bacteria seems to enhance the immune system as a whole. It's a promising discovery that could one day lead to new treatments for everything from allergies to autoimmune diseases, all thanks to the power of beneficial bacteria. 1. The truth about fecal transplantation. The idea of a fecal transplant might give you the heebie-jeebies, but for people with serious health issues, it can be a game changer. To walk you through it, in a nutshell, doctors take healthy stool from one person and transfer it to someone who needs it. Gross? Maybe. Effective? Definitely. Especially for treating infections like Clostridium difficile. But here's the thing. While it works wonders for some, we don't know if the benefits will stick around in the long term, or if there are other risks like infections waiting for the receivers of the transplants. Right now, it's mostly used as a last resort, but researchers are studying its potential for treating everything from irritable bowel disease to autism. So it might become much more common in the future. And that's a wrap. If today's gut health facts blew your mind, you're going to love the video we did on 25 unexpectedly nutritious junk foods. Yep, I'm talking about how chewing gum, candy apples, and even white bread might be better for you than you think. Curious? Just click the link right here to check it out. And once again, thanks to Viome for sponsoring the video.